Hey friends, Joy, registered dietitian here. Today I've got a video for the girls. I'm going to be talking all about PMS, premenstrual syndrome. Also kind of falls within the same category as PMDD, which is premenstrual dysphoria disorder, a pretty major syndrome. So first I'm going to talk about the symptoms of PMS. I think we're all pretty familiar with these as females. You've got maybe a little bit of bloating, maybe a little gas, just general discomfort. And it's all of the symptoms that lead up to finally starting your period. So this includes like fluid retention, puffiness, and that sort of thing. So PMDD, premenstrual dysphoria disorder, is actually where, as a result of the change in hormones leading up to the menstrual cycle, females can have thoughts of suicide, depression, emptiness, anger, among other things like uncontrollable crying and binge eating, specifically sweets. And this is a severe disorder that probably you need to go see a doctor if you experience these things. Ooh, there's a fly. A gnat. Welcome to Georgia. We have gnats even in January. So this is definitely, PMDD is definitely a disorder that you would want to get medical help and seek medical help for. PMS is more of those more minor symptoms where it's maybe if we feel a little bit cranky or a little bit edgy. Maybe we're a little bit more short-tempered than we usually are, and small things can seem really big. And so there are many ways that you can help with PMS with regards to changing your nutrition. The first one is a very easy one to address. It's looking to see if you're taking vitamin D. Especially if you are vegan, especially if you don't eat a lot of salmon, eggs, or drink milk that's fortified with vitamin D, you could potentially be low, especially this time of year. This is January, and very often, very commonly in the medical field, we'll see low vitamin D levels when we check them. So you have a couple of choices. You can actually order vitamin D test kits from home. I'll link those down below. You can also go to your physician and ask them for a vitamin D level. And you can also just start taking vitamin D. The tolerable upper limit that is safe is 4,000 IUs per day. The IUs is international units per day, and that is for adults. I'll link the Office of Dietary Supplements down below so that you can see how we can adjust that for children and teenagers, as well as people who are of advanced age. So if you've never gotten your vitamin D level checked, now's the time. It's a steroid hormone. That means it speaks to DNA. You want to get that checked, and if it's low, you want to start taking it. Trust me on this one. So another ingredient that will really help with balancing your hormones the couple of weeks leading up to the onset of your period are number one called Vitex. This is called chased berry in other settings. I'll give you a close-up of it in just a second. But this one is very helpful for normalizing progesterone levels during that second 14-day part of your cycle after ovulation, or 2 weeks before you get your period. Low progesterone could be related to the bloating and the puffiness that we sometimes feel leading up to our cycle, because progesterone is a natural diuretic. Diuretic means it's going to pull water off of you. You're not going to retain it or be as bloated or puffy. So taking Vitex, this has 300 milligrams. You can take up to 400 milligrams daily, can help with balancing that progesterone that can sometimes cause that bloaty, puffy feeling leading up to your cycle.
This is a supplement that I've used. It's called Nudie Bird from Hum, and you can see it has the chased berry tree Vitex, 300 milligrams, as well as Dong Quai. It works great.
So the process of starting your period actually happens when your hormone levels of estrogen and progesterone drop.
As you can see, ovulation is the midpoint, and as estrogen and progesterone drop towards the end of your cycle, you get your period.
And if your liver is not able to clear those hormones to allow those levels in your bloodstream to drop, then you may find that you have longer periods, you have more of this PMS symptoms leading up to starting your cycle. And so giving your liver a little bit of help with clearing out those old hormones can really assist you in decreasing the symptoms of PMS. There are two well-known liver detoxification ingredients aside from your normal B vitamins and normal foods. Dandelion leaf as well as milk thistle extract can really help your liver clear out all of these fat-soluble toxins, and most hormones that are related to our cycle are going to be fat-soluble. So making sure that you have some ingredients on board to help you clear your system of hormones might be a good idea, especially if you're having those symptoms of PMS leading up to the start of your cycle.
So you'll see another great supplement from Hum. That one's called Daily Cleanse, and it has both the dandelion as well as the milk thistle in this one.
So another thing that you can do to help your PMS symptoms with regards to nutrition and food is to make sure you're getting in good fiber. I know. We hear that all the time. We don't need to be reminded that we need more fibers. So I've just decided to give you some really quick, fast ways to get fiber in super easily. For women, you need about 28 grams of fiber every day. I don't expect you to sit down and tally those up, but I will give you a hint. If you consume a quarter cup of these are red lentils, you're halfway there because you get 14 grams of fiber with just a quarter of a cup of these. You can make a lentil soup, you can make lentils and rice. The fiber in this is going to stick to and bind to those hormones, particularly extra estrogen and progesterone in your body, and it's going to pull them out with elimination. So your liver is going to excrete them because it has the support, and then your digestive tract, it's going to stick to and bind to those fat-soluble hormones and be eliminated from your system. Another way to get some good fiber in would be to add some hemp seed hearts. These contain about 3 grams of fiber for 3 tablespoons. Easy to mix into smoothies, oatmeal, soups. You can blend them in. It's a really easy way to add in a lot of good fiber that way. And of note, these are soluble fibers, so you want to make sure you're not doing a lot of lettuce or cabbage or kale, because these don't really bind to the hormones the same way that the soluble fibers in the lentils, as well as things like hemp seed hearts, will do. So don't think roughage when you're thinking fiber for your hormones. More importantly, think smooth fiber like applesauce or apples themselves. So these are going to be more of the ones that will bind to these hormones. So last but not least, this is probably the best thing you can do for your hormones and your overall health in general, and that is to be active. If you don't do any kind of activity, start going for a walk, or maybe you do some chair exercises. They have things called chair yoga that could be a good place for you to start. If walking is something you already do, or you have sort of an active job, then maybe you want to consider running. Maybe you want to join a yoga studio. Maybe you want to consider going to the gym and starting some classes. Maybe you work with a personal trainer. That way you have scheduled appointments. But making sure that activity, moving your body, is a part of your day is going to help with your hormone balance, as well as your overall level of energy, happiness, and just positivity with your mood. So if you're not active, consider a day, a time, and an activity that you'd like to start. Shop around for those. And if all else fails, ask someone what they do and if you can do it with them. Because if you have a buddy when you're exercising, you're way more likely to go, to start, and to give it a shot. So with that being said, thank you very much for watching. You can subscribe to me on Instagram. I'm at The Joyful Apricot. Please subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you can be notified every time I upload a video. And if you like this video, if you found it helpful, just give it a thumbs up. It can really help YouTube algorithm, so more people can see these videos and get the help that they need with balancing their hormones. All right, thank you guys for watching. Bye.